Justin Hawkins writes again. Good day to you. It is I, Justin Hawkins. This is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, sign up for the alerts. Today I'm doing something by popular demand. A few people have asked me to have a little listen to the Liam Gallagher song. He's released something with Dave Grohl on drums, which is exciting. I've always loved Oasis, actually. I was one of those people in the 90s that used to say that they liked Oasis more than Blur. I was firmly in the Oasis camp. I liked the attitude of it. I liked how rock and roll it was. Yes, Oasis were, obviously influenced by the Beatles, like a lot of bands, but quite directly in some instances. And I think they were always saying that John Lennon was the main Beatle. I think they sort of famously returned a copy of one of Sir Paul McCartney's solo records in the 90s with a note saying this is a waste of time or something, because Sir Paul had sent them one saying, sent them a copy of it saying, "Oh, I heard you like the old stuff. Try this," and then they rudely returned it. But I think I can hear bits when their stuff is very directly influenced by the stuff that was written by George Harrison for the Beatles. I'll give you one very quick example. And I want you to know, got my mind made up now, but I need more time. I don't know why nobody told you how to unfold your love. So yeah, the other one that's to do with electric is She's Electric from Oasis, and I think that's quite similar in places to Whilst My Guitar Gently Weeps, the George Harrison penned Beatles song. Once I saw them play just after Supersonic came out, which is the first single, I think, and they played at the Norwich Arts Club or Arts Centre, I can't remember what it's called now, a venue that holds up, can't be any more than 200 people in there, and it had a stage that was about that high, and they're all cramped onto it, and people were actually so excited to see Oasis that they were stage diving off this thing that was, which I think probably would have pissed them off, really, because I think they probably thought that people were being ironic. I wasn't one of the people stage diving, I was just watching, but somebody bumped into a mic stand, and then Liam Gallagher just walked off, and then the rest of the band, to their credit, finished that song, and then they walked off as well. But so we only saw, I think, probably 3 or 4 songs, but nobody felt robbed by it. The attitude was amazing. It was like, oh wow, we just saw something really rock and roll. These guys are legit. And then they went on to be absolutely massive, obviously. I know a lot of people in the Americas still say, "Oh, well, don't get Oasis." And so I saw somebody comment on the Red Hot Chili Peppers one that says, like, Chili Peppers in England is a bit like Oasis in America. It's just one of those things that doesn't work. Chili Peppers doesn't necessarily work as well culturally in the UK, and Oasis had the same issue in America, which is, I can understand that. But once, years ago, when our band was starting off, Liam Gallagher was driving past me when I was walking up Haverstock Hill, and was before we'd released anything, and he got out of his Range Rover, ran over to me and said, "Top band, man, top band." He actually took the trouble to get out of his car and come and congratulate me on my music, which I was really thrilled by because I was a huge fan. Then his brother Noel said something like, "Oh, the Darkness, those weird cunts, let's see what they can do without a 50-foot vegetable wobbling around behind them," which I think it was sort of getting us confused with the Flaming Lips a little bit. But I reacted to that by making the point that he would, as a guitar player, he wouldn't have cut the mustard in Whitesnake, which I don't think anybody can argue with. But unfortunately, it soured relations. So now, so then we played in this festival. We were on the same bill as Oasis, and so these festival guys asked us to remark on Oasis, and Oasis to remark on us. We said some really nice stuff about Oasis, and they just slagged us off, which is what happens when you slag off bands with brothers in. I think, like, if you slag off one brother, you're slagging them both off. But I've always been a huge Liam Gallagher fan, so I'm excited about this. And what I'm curious about is what the groove's going to be like. I don't know how I feel about Liam Gallagher's solo output so far. I was really pleased to see it doing well, because I think he's a star, and it's really awesome to sort of watch him step out of this sort of the narrative that people love to say about Oasis is that Noel Gallagher is the brains and he writes all the songs and everything. But I really think that Liam Gallagher is an actual star. So to see him be successful with his solo stuff is really inspiring, I think. And it shows that he's got something more than just a pretty face and a distinctive voice, you know. So let's find out if this other one that's to do with electrics, which is called Everything's Electric, is worthy of this great man's catalogue, or is it just a load of fucking shit? As far as I can make out, the first two chords are C sharp minor, which is the relative minor of E, then it goes to E, which is it makes perfect sense that it would do that. Some of the guitar playing reminds me of some of that sort of late 90s Paul Weller stuff. See, he could have got away with just doing like shame in your eyes this time, because he could have just done like an ostinato that went over those two chords. So he didn't need to change up the melody, but he did. And interestingly, the note that he resolves on when it goes to the E is also the fifth of the C sharp. So, but it's the third of the E, so it gives it that major-y thing. It's quite uplifting. Because when he does that's the minor seventh, so it creates a little bit of sort of dissonance and sadness, really. And then when it gets to the second chord, it's quite positive. It's good. It's a detailed melody already. Okay, so the chorus is like it's pretty generic. I mean, a lot of the Oasis choruses were like that too, weren't they? But I think his melody is quite interesting. Underneath the red sun. That's the interesting bit. Yeah. Underneath the red sun. He does that. That's really... You wouldn't expect him to make that choice, actually. Underneath the red sun. That's cool. Yeah, so it's got some... It's a bit of a leap, actually. It's not an octave. It's nearly an octave leap in there. Red sun, red sun. So he's given himself like a fairly gymnastic, or rather acrobatic, vocal line that he's got to pull off. And then a really lazy ooh, loads of echo on it. Those distant guys, the sort of U2 approach to counter backing vocals. It's nearly an indie beat, but it's not quite. The indie beat would be doom, doom, and it'd be really boring. But this is do do ga ga do ga goo ga. That's what it is. It's do do ga ga do ga. Okay. I think his lyrics is really strong on this. I mean, one of his solo things recently was, a few years ago now, I suppose, but he released a song called Wall of Glass, and I remember listening to it saying, Liam, that's a window, or that's a patio door at best, you know. But this stuff is is much less sort of flowery and just sort of much less stream of consciousness than you'd come to expect if you only listened to like the Oasis oeuvre, which not a lot of it made sense, but all of it sounded like it was good. But perhaps it, if you really sort of analyse the lyrics on Oasis stuff, you probably wouldn't be able to say hand on heart that it's amazing stuff. But this is actually pretty cool. The higher we go, the longer that we can fly. I never knew what you wanted, so I gave you everything. That's pretty cool. Your life's shorter, most days are long now. Chain of missing links is all that's left now. Chain of missing links. That's a great expression. That's that's a level up from what I've come to expect from him. It's great. A chain of missing links. It's brilliant. A bit where it goes, everything's electric. Yeah. A nice sort of folky resolution. Resolution. Resolution? Yeah, resolution to the chorus. It's nice. It's nice. It's got a little bit of I don't know, that's a hook, isn't it, on itself? Just those two chords is a hook. Okay, now that is an ostinato. That's an ostinato because the chords are changing, the melody's staying the same. And when you hear the lead guitar playing, it is a little bit different. It's a bit, I don't know, it's a rawer sound. It's less saturated, but it's just got loads of attitude in the playing. Reminds me a little bit of Paul Weller. He's got a little bit of this vibrato, which is what I was talking about in the previous video. It's nice. I mean, it's a fairly standard phrase, really, lead guitar word. But there's something really good in the tone of it. Yeah, there's some really good drum fills in it. Yeah, it's good stuff. I don't know, I'm quite surprised by this. I was half expecting it to just be like another retread of the things that we've come to expect from Liam Gallagher, really, but it's not. It's got this really cool, like, this little sort of folky hook at the end of what is like something that you'd expect to hear on the more sort of poppier, vervy kind of Oasis-y stuff. That's really nice. That's what separates it. And it's just, I don't know, the lyrics seem a bit stronger than usual, and I think Dave Grohl's influence is, I don't know, it's a serious sounding, really groovy piece of indie rock, really. I don't know if it's exciting. I wouldn't describe it as an exciting thing, but it has got some sort of vocal acrobatics and sort of unusual melodic choices that you just don't associate with Liam Gallagher. So I think he's trying to push himself, and I think he's actually making slightly more interesting music than I had expected to hear him do. So nice one, guys. It's pretty good. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Justin Hawkins writes again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, sign up for the alerts, and watch one of these 2 videos. Fucking shine! That's what they say, innit? Shine.